She watch
on my Instagram, all on my Twitter page.
Retweet. Duck face on me.
She on her timeline.
She lurk.
On her Instagram,
Taking pics.
all on her Twitter
Them
page.
pretty lips. Duck face on me.
She on my timeline,
She
my
watch.
timeline, my Instagram, my Twitter page, my Twitter page.
Duck face on me.
Her timeline, her Instagram, her Twitter page,
Duck face on me.
My timeline, my Instagram, my Twitter page.
Duck face on me.
Her timeline.
Oh man, how you doing this morning, Lena? What is happening?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. We got another show, another special guest today, and we do apologize for moving it to Sunday instead of our regular Wednesday. We'll be back on that regular schedule next week. We just had to make some adjustments for our guests, man.
Yeah.
So I'm one of your hosts, Suave.
And I'm Lena Love.
And we are the boy and the girl of this thing, man. We finna hit it off right. Make sure you go into all your podcast streaming services to catch Man vs. Woman, and also Man Cave, and also the Diamond Show, man, on the Climax for all your search engines and stuff. We have a special guest today, man. I hope y'all enjoy him. This guy is cool, man. He came through when I asked him to come be on the show, man. It was real shocking getting to know this person. We gotten to know a lot of things that a lot of people may not even know about this guy, man, that's seen him out there. But he's a really good guy, real nice guy, man. I'm gonna bring him to the stage now, Mr. Hashtag Media Guy. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Lena?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
So we noticed, man, you are a journalist, man, and rock music journalist, music, period. You just love music altogether, man. Tell us about how you got into music. There's a good story about that.
Okay, yeah. So I was probably about 15. Freshman in high school, and I was writing for some little like newsstand rag, like little circulation 10,000 small little newspaper thing that was at record stores, and I was writing for that guy and this little thing that was distributed at record stores, and it went under. Like the guy couldn't keep it sustainable, and he stopped publishing it. But when he stopped publishing it, he brought my stuff to like the local daily newspaper in the city of Rockford, Illinois. I don't know. It's a little bit outside Chicago, but it's a pretty big market. And the newspaper picked me up as a teenager because they saw that I was interviewing like rock stars and stuff, which I had just started doing for him for this little newspaper thing that he was doing that went under. And I'd made a lot of connections just calling like publicists and calling record companies and getting contacts and stuff. And he wanted me to be able to keep going on. So I was able to, and I started writing for the daily paper when I was in high school and kept doing that for about 10 years. Wrote for them and a few other places, started my own website. And that was pretty much it.
Man, that's good. Go for it, Lena.
Now I know you used to do interviews for rock stars and stuff like that. What rock star groups or artists have you interviewed in the past?
So, I mean, pretty much everybody from like the guys from AC/DC all the way to like I say, A to Z. I mean, I interviewed Jason Bonham about the Led Zeppelin reunion shows. So A to Z. I mean, everybody in between. Ice-T was a big one.
Wow.
I interviewed Ice-T for the Body Count album. One Cop Killer.
How was that interview, man? It
was a trip. It was a trip. He knew how old I was, and so I was only like 18 at that point. And so he was really, really cool guy. That one stands out for sure. not too many more. Also, that it was had like a little bit of a hip hop edge to it. I also interviewed let's see, the Ghetto Boys, so Bushwick, Willie, and Scarface from the Ghetto Boys.
Okay.
Uh, um, Run DMC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Interviewed even like people from Married with Children. Some
Really?
yeah. The girl from Destiny's Child, Michelle.
Michelle. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Michelle, to me, man, a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to Michelle, man. Michelle is a really great singer, man. All of them are great singers, but I really like Michelle, man. I'm gonna honestly say that I think I like Michelle, like her the way she sing better than Beyonce and Kelly. You know, that's just my personal thing, though. That's just my personal thing.
Yeah, she
Um,
was a really nice lady to talk to.
I got a question right here in the chat, man. So, Leah wants to know who was your favorite interview or favorite piece you wrote?
Oh, wow. Man. So, okay, I did an interview. There's a Guns N' Roses song called "My Michelle,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's about a girl that the band knew personally, and they wrote this really intimate and like somewhat shocking song about her. And so I was able to actually track down the real girl that they wrote the song about and do an interview with her, and just kind of get her take on how the song affected her life and what it was all about, and just kind of dig deep into that one particular song. That one I'm really proud of, just because not very many people actually got to interview that girl. Like lots of people have interviewed Ice-T, lots of people have interviewed some of the really famous people that I've talked to, like Metallica or whatever. But to be able to find that one girl and interview her about that one song was pretty cool.
Nice. Let me ask you this though: how did you come up with hashtag Media Guy and MJ Parks?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sure,
So
those people are
that's
both the same person, but
yeah. So basically, I just have two YouTube accounts, and I got one YouTube account that's a premium account that I've got linked to a lot of my subscriptions and stuff, and like cloud gaming people that I follow, and I pay for that subscription and pay for those individual subscriptions, and then I got another personal account that I use, and then my Twitter is always been hashtag Media Guy, but I just changed the display name to reflect my real name in there, MJ Parks. So it's a little bit of both, just because I got the two accounts.
okay.
Yep.
What you got for Lena?
That is all pretty cool. So what made you stop writing and doing interviews?
Well, it pretty much that's a good question actually. So I worked on doing my website and built that up pretty good. Um, was able to sell it off because it was just a lot of hassle hosting the website and and keeping up with the pressure of doing daily content for it. Seemed easier to have somebody else take it over, and so I sold the website and stayed on as a content creator, just writing for it. But then the financial end of writing for it just seemed to get smaller and smaller, and it just didn't pay to keep writing. And I just felt like the written word kind of didn't hold the same impact that like YouTubers hold and other forms of communication and media hold. So I'm not as big on writing as I was back in those days. And also I went back to college and got a couple different degrees. So I got a social work degree, bachelor's, and then I went back to school and got a master's in education. So I just kind of got out of the writing thing, and it wasn't financially lucrative really is the thing.
Cool. I,
Wow, so you pretty much did a 360 on like your career.
Yeah.
man, but music is definitely, in your soul, man. Do
Oh,
you
for sure.
play any kind of musical instruments?
Yeah, I dabble around in everything pretty much. I've been in bands and done that kind of thing too. It's been fun, but it's not something I would ever like seriously pursue. But yeah, I've got guitar, got a bass. Uh, I really like the drums the best, but yeah,
Everybody like
uh,
the drums.
yeah, man. I don't know how you can pass by a drum set and not want to bang on it a little bit. If you got a soul in you, you probably want to bang on the drums a little bit,
Right.
right?
I wanted to know if you can go back to interviewing famous people, man, famous artists or anything. Who would you want to interview now? Like there's a lot of new people out there. There's a lot of older people out there. I've recently heard that Sade is getting back into music. She's coming out with an album. Who would you want to interview?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Give me
Yeah.
your top three. Give me your top three right now.
All right, my top three. I guess I would want to interview. Oh man, that's a good question. Top three.
It can even be someone that you've interviewed in the past and you want to interview again.
Just
Just
catch up with them. Yeah.
yeah,
I
who would
mean,
you want to?
I guess I'd like to. I guess I'd like to re-interview Ice T, just to catch up with him post SVU because I talked to him when Cop Killer was blowing up and all that, and it was a hot time, and there'd be a lot of context to add now that he's Detective Tutuola. So I think that would be a really good revisited interview. As far as people that I've never talked to before, I think I'd like to talk to more TV stars. I did some like adult performer interviews with some of those talents. I did some TV star interviews, but like maybe more movie star interviews. And then I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to
Like who?
doing
Like who?
um
Who would you want to
like
interview in the movie industry?
oh God, I mean ultimately like my favorite actress is Amy Adams. So I'd love to interview Amy Adams. I mean that's like that'd be way up there. And then I wouldn't be opposed to like interviewing like game devs of a game that I was really into. Like I'm really into fighting games. I'm really into like classic arcade games. So like, you know, talking to somebody from the Atari Recharge series or something like that would be cool if I was to get back into writing or doing interviews or that type of thing.
Nice. What you got for him, Lena?
That. Um, now I gotta think of something because you asked me a really good question.
My bad, man.
So after doing interviews and things like that, what did you pursue with the new degrees that you have?
Well, yeah. So I got into casework and did some work in communities, working with um, like emotional behavioral disorder type cases and stuff like that with youth, and working with workplace placement type things for youth, and in the process of that, started working at a school and decided to get my education degree. So now I'm working with little kids and doing some time in the kindergarten primary school area, which is a altogether interesting group of people there. I went from high schoolers that were climbing on things and acting crazy to little kids that are climbing on things and acting crazy, which is they both have some similarities, but
Yeah.
it's easier to swallow one compared to the other. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
I know you say you went to college. Did you do anything musical in college?
Well, while I was in college, I worked on editing a book. So yeah, there was a guy who was in a band called Quiet Riot.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked on his book. He grew up with Randy Rhoads, who is Ozzy's like legendary guitar player, who famously or infamously died in a plane crash, like at the height of his. He was at like the height of his powers. He was like right underneath like Eddie Van Halen and Jimi Hendrix is probably like and as like the most well-respected guitarist going. But he died in a plane crash. I wrote a book or I helped edit a book that he wrote about that subject, and that came out on Amazon. And after that, that was kind of like shortly when I got out of writing. I mean, it was just a lot of work doing the editing on that book and seeing it all the way through to the publishing. And it wasn't something that I wanted to like keep going with or anything at that point. That was kind of like the cherry on top, so to speak.
Yeah.
You do you remember the name of the book?
Yeah. So the book is the book is called or the book is by Kelly Garni. His last name is Garni, and so it's a book all about him growing up with Randy Rhoads. And it's like I said, it's available on Amazon. It's a pretty cool book. He talks about growing up in Las Vegas. They were just kids, and they met, and neither one of them really knew that he was going to become this big guitar player, or that Quiet Riot was going to be this big thing on MTV. They were just two kids growing up, and as fate would have it, they both got fairly famous, and it was an interesting story.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Dude, are you familiar with any music fraternities like Phi Mu Alpha and Kappa Kappa Psi? Any of those?
No, not really. I've heard about some of that stuff, but not really familiar with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Gotta look, and they do some wonderful music, man. When you ever see them perform on in any kind of aspect, like orchestras, or doing even of course marching stuff, like in the marching band or anything like that. But they do different type of music, man. You gotta hear them perform, man. Very good.
Oh, wow.
Very musical, man. And both of those. Shout out to both of those fraternities, man.
Oh shoot, I forgot to shout out the book title. It's called Angels with Dirty Faces.
Okay.
Yeah, Angels with Dirty Faces by Kelly Garni. And I like I said, I co-edited it with them. Pretty much did like a lot of interviews with other artists to get like their take on Randy Rhoads as a guitar player before he died or while he was alive. So I talked to lots of people about like what they thought of him and how he impacted their life and how he impacted their guitar playing and that type of stuff.
Now, I read in your bio, man, that you was kind of tampering with your sister's music when you was younger, and of course your mom and you bumped head with the music stuff that you was into at the time. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I mean, I found out about music pretty much through my sister's record collection, and I had three older sisters, and I was the baby in the family, so pretty much everything I got into was like secondhand through them. And then my family was interesting. Growing up in a house where you've got phone calls from people from Kiss or Metallica or Ice-T or whatever calling you on the phone, and then having your dad pick up to tell you that you left your backpack in the middle of the living room while you're on the phone. It's like, come on, man, don't do that to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that kind of stuff would happen, or they'd call and mom or dad would pick up instead of me, and it'd be this whole embarrassing who are you or who are you type of thing with somebody really famous on the phone with a bunch of middle-aged parents that don't know any better. So yeah, that was interesting too.
Do you think that you would ever want to, like, if you could, I know life hits and, things goes on in life, and, you never want to do the things that you want to do as a hobby and really have time for it, because life is just busy these days, man. We work too much in this society. But
Right.
If you had the opportunity to, let's say, someone made a way to put your life on hold, everything be taken care of, would you come up with would you write some music or come up with a few songs for some people out there?
Oh yeah, I probably would. Yeah. For sure. I mean, I think my first thought is if I had some time, I would probably spend a little bit more time on my YouTube game. Just right now, I've been just mostly uploading either really short videos or actual YouTube shorts. So I think I'd probably, if I had that kind of free time you're talking about, I'd probably dedicate it to trying to rebrand something or do something along those lines on YouTube. Actually, funny enough, I've got a backlog on a digital audio device that I've got of a bunch of interviews that I never released. Yeah, so some of them are pretty famous people, members of Van Halen and stuff like that, that I've got actual audio of that I just haven't gotten around to figuring out how to get them off the digital device and onto YouTube. But I could do some editing, and if I had the free time, I could do something like that. That's probably what I would choose to do, other than like perform like my own music or something like that. But I would give it some thought. I sure. Yeah.
Anyone you would want to kind of work with?
No, nobody off the top of my head, man. As far as like making music, I shoot anybody. Yeah, no, I don't know. Anybody's would be worthy to me because I'm no pro whatsoever. I can sing a little bit and play a little bit, but
man, everybody got skill, brother.
Yeah, right. Everybody can do a little karaoke, right?
Yeah. Well, shoot, man, I want you to shout out all your platforms, your YouTube, and where they can find you on Twitter and everything. We're kind of closing up right now. Can you shout yourself out, man, before we go?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Thank you, man. Well, thank you for having me on. First of all, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I love coming on other people's shows, mostly just because like I said, don't have a lot of time to dedicate to my own YouTube. But yeah, so I really appreciate it and appreciate you guys taking the time to juggle your schedule for me. Yeah, it's #MediaGuy on Twitter. It's #MediaGuy on YouTube. It's #MediaGuy on Twitch. And it's #MediaGuy on Mastodon now, whatever that is. A lot of people are doing it.
Right.
but
it's always a new platform. It's always a new platform somewhere.
Yeah, and I think it's #MediaGuy on TikTok and a few other things that I don't really do. I mostly just do the YouTube and the Twitter. So if you really want to catch me, you're going to catch me on Twitter. Everybody's leaving Twitter, but it's kind of my thing, so I'm not going nowhere.
Everybody's not leaving Twitter. They come right back to Twitter.
It's kind of part of my name, man. It's in my blood, so I like it.
Right. Yeah, a lot of things, man. When people leave Twitter, it is so funny. When you leave Twitter and they go to other places, they find out they can't do things that they was doing on Twitter in those other places, so they come right back to Twitter. So Twitter's not going nowhere.
That's like YouTube. Yeah, you might say you're leaving YouTube, but you ain't leaving YouTube.
Yeah, you ain't leaving YouTube, man. You're gonna come right back to YouTube, man.
Yep.
Well, dude, it has been a blast having you on the show today, man. Lena, we are doing great with the interviews and everything, man. We're gonna keep it going. We still got December to complete. We still got guests to come on, man. So be on the lookout next Wednesday for our next guest. And #MediaGuy. It's always been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. I turned the camera on for the last minute here just to see if it'll work, and lo and behold, it's working just fine. Sorry about that all.
Oh, it's okay.
All right.
Well, shit. Until next time, man. Peace. Free my grandma.
Peace. Take care, man.
My timeline,
She watch,
on my Instagram,
kiss,
all on my Twitter page.
retweet, duck face on me.
She on her timeline,
She lurk,
on her Instagram,
taking pics,
all on her Twitter
them pretty
page.
lips, duck face on me.
She on my timeline,
She
my
watch,
timeline, my Instagram, my
kiss,
Instagram, my Twitter page, my Twitter
retweet,
page.
duck face on me.
Her timeline, her Instagram, her Instagram, her Twitter page, her Twitter page.
Duck face on me.
My timeline, my Instagram, my Twitter page, my Twitter page.
Duck face on me.